Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
Just a day ago, this was the scene in Callaway, Minnesota, where a train and semi-truck collided. Good evening and thanks for joining us. Andrea has the night off. The collision led to a propane tank eventually exploding, but thankfully the town was evacuated before the explosion. Today, residents were able to go back to their homes in Callaway. Valley News Team's Cornelius Hawker was there as people tried to make sense of what happened.
Twisted metal and mangled steel are the biggest physical reminders of the train semi-collision turned explosion that happened not even a day ago here in Callaway, Minnesota.
It ain't too far from my house where that 10-ton bomb went off.
Ernest Clark lives in the house closest to the site of the blast.
We had a bunch more pictures. They were all on the floor, insulation on the floor. The crawl space covers blew out.
Because it's not even a day after the explosion, the damage it caused is still being determined by people like Larry Noah. Noah's an insurance agent in town, and he says there are some buildings here that he believes are a total loss because of the explosion.
We've got a home, and on the other side we got another home. They've got siding, windows, the attic entries were blown open and sucked insulation down into their homes.
While folks are out surveying the damage, a local church in Callaway is cleaning up after becoming the makeshift command post for the hundreds, if not thousands of people who came through their doors, most manning the accident and rushing out when the explosion shook their church. That's something everyone, but especially Becker County Sheriff Todd Glander, is extremely thankful for.
The response was unbelievable. We had 21 different firefighting agencies, 8 different law enforcement agencies. Several of those helped us with the evacuation.
We were lucky. I thought with those windows and that blasted, we were going to have some holes in the walls instead of windows.
In Callaway, Minnesota, I'm Cornelius Hawker.
Becker Sheriff Todd Glander tells us they're still investigating the crash and don't know if the driver of the semi-truck will face any charges. Canadian Pacific is in town giving support to people that were evacuated. Minnesota Governor Mark Dayton will be in Callaway tomorrow, meeting with community members and local officials. The Moorhead Police Department needs your help in finding a runaway teen. 16-year-old Cheyenne Dakota Butler from Moorhead doesn't go to school and stopped showing up at her job about a month ago. Family members say they had been talking with Cheyenne on the phone but aren't able to get a hold of her. Moorhead police received a juvenile runaway report on February 29th and haven't been able to find her either. Anyone that may have helpful information is asked to call their local law enforcement agency. White, fluffy flakes are falling fairly steadily in the valley. Let's go ahead and check in with Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson with a look at first weather. Hutch?
Well, we had that cold front sag a little farther south than we thought it would today, and that means snow for the FM area, and many up north have had it earlier in the day. This is a look at the Moorhead South 75 south of the city of Moorhead, and our time lapse shows things are whitening up a little bit. Visibility is reduced and some slippery spots on area roads, stretching from Bemidji through Fargo, and then from Fargo down towards Ellendale. We're seeing some heavier bands of snow work their way through. Very large flakes, as you mentioned. Much of this is just about to pass through the FM area, so a couple more hours at most, I think, of snowfall here. Natawash, Mahnomen seeing snow, as is Bagley. As we head down to the south and west, if you are in Ellendale, Lemoore, or Fort Ransom, some more big-size flakes will be heading your way. Mid-30s, gusty north winds, kind of a blustery evening. The snow should be ending from west to east as we go through the remainder of the evening. Now, it does look like we start our weekend off on a chilly note. However, we're still talking milder temperatures ahead. I'll have details on what you can expect here in a moment.
All right, thanks, Hutch. Rusty nails, dog feces in play areas, unlocked liquor, and filthy restrooms. These are just a few of the safety hazards committed by some daycare centers. A new report out says that 96% of the daycare centers and in-home providers that checked had at least one violation, now raising questions for parents. Coming up on Valley News Live at 6, what you need to know before picking a daycare for your kids. The federal government might force North Dakota Department of Transportation to change requirements for driver's license. Congress passed the Real ID Act to make sure the people getting on airplanes into federal buildings are who they say they are. The law requires that North Dakota must verify everyone's address with something like a lease or utility bill, and then scan those and file those documents before issuing a driver's license. The state has until October to either file for an extension or get up to code.
We couldn't take care of it by October if we wanted to. There's systems that have to be modified, there's equipment that has to be purchased, there's things we have to do to get ready for it.
If the state isn't following regulations, air travelers may not be able to use North Dakota IDs by 2019. Minnesota is currently going through the same situation. Their deadline is January of 2018, but lawmakers may try to come up with a fix during this current legislative session. If you're someone that struggles with flight anxiety, a new program at the Minneapolis-St. Paul Airport could help. You can now be greeted by wagging tails and floppy ears before you depart. It's called the Animal Ambassador Program. It was launched by the Airport Foundation yesterday. The program allows travelers to play with dogs to ease stress. Other large airports have similar programs, but MSP is the only one that will have petting stations. The pet therapy teams are specially trained and will always ask before letting a dog approach someone. NDSU Bison football coach Chris Kleiman says Carson Wentz was juiced up for Pro Day, just like he was for the championship game in Frisco, Texas in January. And it was good timing. Scouts from 18 different NFL teams were at the Fargo Dome yesterday. Representatives from all of the teams were expected, but some couldn't make it because of the weather. The Valley Today's Lisa Bedeau was at Pro Day and talked to one of Carson's biggest fans, his mom.
It was a different atmosphere for former Bison quarterback Carson Wentz. NDSU Pro Day was closed to the public, making for a nearly empty Fargo Dome. But his biggest fan was still in the stands.
He's still my baby, thank you. Honestly, it's been kind of surreal. You know, when you see him in a different role like this.
Carson's mom, Kathy, was all smiles during his Pro Day performance on his home turf.
Oh, you know, it was a good day. Carson did very, very well. I'm just honestly very proud of him.
While well-known sports analysts are crunching numbers and making predictions, Kathy has different goals for her son.
You know, I always say I hope he stays humble, healthy, and happy. That's my goal for him.
The national spotlight may be on Carson, but he hasn't forgotten the people who supported him before the draft day frenzy started.
I mean, my family, my mom, my dad, my older brother, my younger brother, you know, they were all here. Girlfriend was here, everyone was here, just supporting me. And, you know, that's how it's been my whole career at NDSU, even back in high school, my younger days. The family support's been huge part of my life, and it's just awesome that they could make it out here for sure.
Head coach Chris Kleiman agrees. The hometown kid who is about to make it big owes a lot to those who spent time with him before the coaches did.
You know, he is what he is. He's a genuine guy that's a servant leader that tries to make everybody around him better. And, you know, hats off to his parents and stuff for the way they raised him, and his brother for being such a great support role model for him as well, that there's not a lot out there.
Bison Nation may claim Carson as their own rising star, but it's clear the fan base will only grow as we all wait to see where Carson Wentz will play next. Lisa Bedeau, The Valley Today.
The NFL draft is at the end of April. Carson wouldn't elaborate on which teams he's leaning towards. You may be enjoying our warmer than average spring, and apparently so is Minnesota's wildlife. The Minnesota Department of Natural Resources says bears may be emerging from hibernation earlier than usual. And that means you need to pay attention to things that could attract them, such as homes and cabins by garbage, bird feeders, pet food, charcoal grills, fruit trees, and gardens. For more information on how to avoid bear interactions, head to valleynewslive.com and click on this story. A West Fargo church uses a physical display to remember the meaning behind Good Friday. For the past few years, St. Andrew Lutheran Church partakes in an annual youth-led Good Friday Crosswalk. The symbolic 2-mile walk started from the Natural Grocers parking lot off 13th Avenue and ended at St. Andrews, with youth carrying a large wooden cross. The church says the purpose of the event is to provide a public witness to the community of what Jesus did on Good Friday some 2,000 years ago. One of the attendees admits this is his 4th time participating in the walk.
What this day particularly means to me is just how much he gave and showed and loved, just especially me, but the entire world, like me personally. And so it's just, it just means so much to me.
Around 50 people participated in the silent and prayerful walk. A new rideshare